If you risk it all, you have no more money to risk anything. You can only start over. Maybe you've done this before or you're doing this now. Like you've learned about trading, you deposit money into a trading account, but then you blow it. So you begin learning a trading strategy that works, but you're afraid to lose your own money. So you risk small, but it's not enough to matter. Or that was until right now. We have what's called prop firms. And so I want to ask you a question. Would you rather take a $100 or a $500 account and over leverage to make it big, or would you like to turn that same $100 or $500 into 10,000, 25,000, 50,000, 100,000, or even $200,000? And would you like to do that in under 90 days? Because if you realize that you have a really good system, but not the capital, you can now say, listen, I have the system and the capital. Let's talk about it. So there is this thing called a prop firm. So these are companies that are allowing traders like you to use your skills to trade for them. So you're basically going to be making money for them, and they're going to be giving you the capital in order to do so. And it's pretty awesome because unlike some brokers, these prop firms allow you to trade almost anything. It can be stocks, cryptocurrency, foreign currency, it can be metals and commodities. These prop firms will allow you to trade multiple markets. Now, is it smart to trade multiple markets? Not really, because you really want to have a focus on what you're doing, but at least the opportunity is there. But here's the thing, they're not just going to give you money to trade with. It's not like you just buy the account, although some brokers do allow you to just buy the account outright at a higher price. But what they're simply wanting you to do is to prove your skill. Do you have what it takes for them to give you this big amount for you to trade with? And so they give you two challenges. And I mean, what's life without a challenge, right? And so what they're wanting to see is, can you make 10% in 30 days? And then they're going to ask, now, can you make 5% in 60 days? And I know this seems a little bit weird because they're asking you to make a bigger amount in the first 30 days, and then they're asking you to make a smaller amount in the next 60 days. Now, I think this is psychological because it helps with ego. Sometimes in trading, we think we can keep making the same percentage every single month, and that's not always the case. There are some months where, yes, you're going to make 10%, but if ego gets in the way and you make a few trading mistakes, or you over leverage, or you revenge trade, that 10% can dwindle down. And so I think what they did was they covered their bases here by saying, okay, if you can make 10%, let's just see if you can make 5% just in case any of these things do happen. But at the same time, this is not always a good thing because the 10% in 30 days has a time limit. And some people actually end up trading differently when they're under pressure in time. And so this goes to a catch. What's the catch with trading the prop firm? It can't be this good to be true, right? And sometimes we think that. But this leads me to, what is the catch? Is it that easy to make 10%, or is it that easy to make the 5%? And I'm going to say no. Because if you are not good at risk management quite yet, you're going to not like this part. So there are two catches here. One of the catches is the risk of what it costs to actually participate in trading with the prop firm and passing your challenges. You do have a fee, and this is how they make their money. The first way they make their money is when you sign up to these prop firm accounts, there's a fee. You may have to pay between $100 to $120 to buy a $10,000 account, or between $200 to $300 to pay for a $250,000 account, or between $350 to $400 to pay for a $50,000 account, and so forth until you hit up to $200,000. Now, these are one-time payments, but here's the thing, there are rules. If you violate their drawdown limits, and there are two, then they keep your money. So let me explain. There are two drawdown limits that most prop firms have. One of the first limits is called a maximum drawdown limit. And this just basically means that you cannot lose a certain portion of your account. For example, if you were to buy a $50,000 account and there is a 10% maximum drawdown limit, this just means that you cannot lose more than $5,000 overall. This may seem easy to you. You may say, oh, I'm fine with that. But if you over leverage and you don't know your numbers, if you don't know how much you should risk per trade, and you're over trading, then you can lose the account if you violate this limit. There is also another drawdown limit called a daily drawdown limit. Most prop firms have a 5% daily drawdown limit. So if you have a $50,000 account and you lose $2,500 in one day, you violate the drawdown limit and you can lose the account, and they do not refund you your money. So this is one of the most popular ways that these prop firms are making their money off of traders. Well, one is time, the time of if you don't pass in 30 days, but they do allow extensions. And then the other are the drawdown limits, and they are really easy to reach and hit, especially if you're not careful with how many trades you're putting on at one time or overall, and if you're over leveraged. Now, another way that prop firms are making their money, and this is a benefit to you, is when you win. When you actually pass the challenges and you begin making money and you realize, oh shoot, I can make a withdrawal. They're going to split the profit. So you can keep 80% and they keep 20%. So this is another way in which they are making their money. If you have a $50,000 account and you make 10%, which is $5,000, they'll give you 80%, which is $4,000, and then they will keep 20%, which is $1,000. And remember, your buy-in could have been anywhere between $350 and $400, maybe a little bit lower depending on what prop firm you go with. But I think that is a really good amount and a really great profit split where you weren't taking $500 and over leveraging, potentially blowing the account in order to grow it into $4,000. Now, the biggest question is, what is the best prop firm to trade with? I mean, there are so many prop firms out there. I'm going to give you guys two, and these are two that I personally use, and then I have my clients personally use them, and I like them so far. And it's one of the most popular prop firms is FTMO. And I typically use their swing trading account because I'm a swing trader and I want to be able to hold my trades over the weekend, and I don't want to have to close them out. And they have two challenges that you have to pass. Using the examples that I gave, you have to make 10% in under 30 days and then 5% in under 60 days. And their maximum drawdown limit is 10% and the daily drawdown limit is 5%. But they're pretty good. They have decent payouts, decent rules, so they're really well. Now, the other one that I like is called FTP, which stands for Funded Trading Plus. Now, one of the biggest reasons why I like FTP or Funded Trading Plus is because you can pass it in one challenge, and this is called their Experienced Program. Now, there is a catch to this. Actually, it's a few catches, but it's a few positives as well. One of the positives is that they have no minimum trading day, so you can actually take your time, and all you have to make is 10%. But the fact that they don't put that time pressure on you, it is actually a lot better to the soul, to the emotions, and to the mindset, which is why I like this prop firm. Now, the drawdown rules are quite different. Their maximum drawdown is 6%. So if you had $50,000 that you were going for, I believe you have to pay somewhere around $350, maybe $400. It's between those, right? But that also means that you cannot lose $3,000. And their daily drawdown is 3%, which means in one day you cannot lose $1,500. Now, I'm okay with those numbers. And the only reason why I'm okay is because I don't have time pressure on my side. Plus, I still trade my own personal account. So if I need to make money while I'm doing this challenge, I can make money on my own personal account while growing and passing this prop firm challenge. And I actually think it's best if you kind of do both, if you can afford to do both. If not, just sticking with a prop firm is really good and really well because it's even better focus. Now, another reason why I like this prop firm is because of their scaling rules. Now, FTMO and FTP both have different scaling rules, but I think FTP has the advantage where once you reach 10% in your account, once you pass the challenge, then what they're saying is you can scale up automatically. It doesn't matter how long it takes you to scale up to 10%. As long as you reach 10%, they're going to keep scaling you up. And I actually like that versus waiting to be profitable for a few months and then scaling up, which is what FTMO does. Now, I think when it comes to a prop firm, who you choose is literally up to you. There's no right or wrong, but you really do want to do your research. What I like to do is read through every single sentence on every single page of their websites. And I do this with my clients. I take them step by step to see if they're comfortable, if I'm comfortable, and I let them decide, because this is a personal choice, because this is the prop firm who's going to be giving you the bigger payouts, okay? And you also want to read how you have to deposit money, how you withdraw the money, and so forth. It's just like a broker, because they're using their own personal brokers. And one of the other things that I can say is that with prop firms, they could use higher spreads, and that is something that you want to read into as well to make sure that they're partnered with a broker that you may actually want to trade with. But other than that, you guys, I think that trading with a prop firm is amazing. I remember when I first started trading, I didn't have the $100 to just up and lose, or the $500 to up and lose. But now that I understand what a prop firm is, and I know what a prop firm can give, and it can give me a bigger return, then I'm okay with trading with prop firms. And I do lean a lot of people towards trading with the prop firm and challenging themselves once they get a really good system under their belt. That way, instead of risking 1% on $500, you can get a big return by risking 1% on $50,000. And I think that's actually a lot beautiful and a lot less stressful as a trader. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. You can check out both prop firms. I put them in the description down below. And if you have any questions about prop firms, link them below and I'll be sure to answer them for you. You guys be blessed.